Today's edition of Mike Mayo's Lunchbox is brought to you by Tacocraft Taqueria.
Hold the mayo. It's time for Mike Mayo's Lunchbox. Find out what's being served with Mike, Defo and Lubie, the only show that covers food, sports, and the proper maintenance of your car. And now, a man who had the distinction of having an entire health clinic named in his honor, Mike Mayo.
I want the flim flam sauce with the awesome fave with shafafa on the side.
Hey, good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to another edition of Mike Mayo's Lunchbox. I am back in South Florida, fresh from a early morning flight from LaGuardia, right here back to Fort Lauderdale, and we are having a brilliant Taco Tuesday celebration at one of our favorite spots, especially this time of year. Spring break is in full flight. We've got vacationers, we've got college kids, we've got just happy locals. We're at Tacocraft Taqueria and Tequila Bar. Again, Lauderdale by the Sea, A1A, Commercial Boulevard. We've got Jeff Defo of the Forest. We've got Mike Lubitz off set with the headphones. And we've got the bar, a.k.a. beverage manager. Javi is joining us.
How's it going, guys? Welcome.
Making his lunchbox debut. First timer, but we will be very easy on you because the drinks here make life easy. It's easy sipping. Jeff Defo of the Forest, how are you doing today? Are you ready for a little bit of a margarita madness on a Tuesday?
Oh, always excited to come down here. I love the action. A mile up the street. It's a beautiful day. Didn't walk of life. I was saying, and Javi would not necessarily agree with this, that I've seen a huge influx of beautiful young women that seem to be roaming the streets of Lauderdale by the Sea. And it appears to me as I come this way in the evening that they're all headed in this direction.
Well, the beauty is the eye of the beholder. So, I mean, there are some beautiful women out here, but it's a little bit of everything for everybody.
They're out of the category for me. I mean, we're talking about, if you do the math, unless I was Bill Belichick, I'm in bad shape here.
Age differential, getting a little bit.
But beautiful scenery, and it must be just insane here over the last few weeks.
It has been insane. It's been high volume, a lot of people, guests coming by from every parts of America, people from Canada. I met people from Missouri, Ohio, Connecticut, just a bunch of just very happy people here vacationing in Lauderdale by the Sea, enjoying great tacos and cocktails here.
'Tis the season, and now that daylight savings has already started a couple of weeks ago, I guess you see people kind of lingering at the beach longer, and then they kind of come in here. It kind of
So usually I see them from a 12 to 3 is a big pop. Then everybody goes home, change, shower real quick. By 6 p.m., we're rolling again to like 9, 10.
And again, we've got Taco Tuesday, which has long time been a very popular feature here at all the Taco Crafts. There's 4 of them throughout Broward County. Of course, Lauderdale by the Sea. We've got one in downtown Fort Lauderdale, Victoria Park at 510 North Federal Highway. Then we've got one in Plantation Walk. And last but not least, the newest location, closest to Lubie's house, where we were just last month with Mark Falsetto, Coral Springs, and they're killing it up there on the corner of University and Sample Road. Do you get to travel around, or you're just based here, one and only?
So I live in Pembroke Pines, so I travel to one Plantation, which I love. Great environment, great people there, staff. I sneak in there sometimes. They don't really know me that much over there, but I get to be, sneak in, be like a local.
Incognito. I like
incognito. That's the word for it. But also Coral Springs, beautiful store. I've stopped by there once in a while. And I've been to the one in Fort Lauderdale as well. I used to go there back in the day.
Yeah, but it's Defoe's contention that the salt air of the sea from the beach makes everything taste better.
That's the truth right there. And also the sun. There's a little bit of vitamin D. Helps the skin,
It's more about the aroma, though. It's more about the aroma.
I agree.
When you walk by any of these restaurants by the beach, the aromatic impact is enhanced, I think, exponential. I
agree.
Well, the breeze carries those great aromas.
Just something about it. Food smells great at the beach. Now, it always intrigues me, and I'm not sure that Mayo's a big coconut guy, but anytime I see a drink with coconut, I'm always interested in it.
Well, dive in.
What exactly is that?
That one right there is an island vibe. So it's a mocktail.
Oh, that one's
So
the
no
mock.
alcohol.
Oh, yeah, see,
No alcohol
and
on
that's
that
where
one.
I get confused here. I love Mark Falsetto, but I think it's not a flawed concept. I wouldn't go that far, but a drink without alcohol in it, there's just something
It's
There's
something for people
in
like
essence
me.
missing there. Yeah.
But people are like you know. Some people like to take the alcohol away, but still enjoy a nice cocktail.
Here's the thing, Javi, and
if
I hate
somebody
to-
orders a mocktail, though, can you get the alcohol if you're ordering an alcoholic
Of
drink?
course,
Pour it into yours.
That'd be a smart move right there.
Yeah. I mean,
yeah, hold the booze on one drink
Yeah.
and put the extra one without making
and
it
I
a
don't
double.
want
I
to
don't
see
think
a
it works that
surcharge
way.
out on the check.
I don't think
yeah,
it works
yeah,
that
yeah.
way. I think they have a and you've come up with a really fine cocktail beverage menu, but it's also now going to more people are embracing what's known. Well, I call it California sober, which means a lot of people now. Have you heard that?
No,
term?
I've never heard that before.
Okay, so somebody like me, I'm trying to kind of lose weight, and I'm on some medications, and the medications, it just doesn't. Alcohol doesn't agree with me, and I thought this was one of the mocktails. I took one sip, I tasted strong tequila, and I was like, believe it or not, my brain is now rewired. Now I have other substances in my body, which is legal in California fully. If you can imagine what that is, and it involves leafy greens.
The color of Tacocraft.
Yeah. So what
Basil.
California sober is people who kind of now are doing some of that kind of stuff and
But staying away
not
from
doing
alcohol.
as much as alcohol, but they still want to go out and socialize, and that's where the mocktails fit in.
Right.
And I don't know, you know,
Well, what's great about your guys' mocktails is it's not just some juice with ice. Like you go to the extent of what you would do with your alcoholic beverages, just sans the alcohol.
Exactly. We use the ritual non-alcoholic tequila for this one right here, the Island Vibe. It gives that extra agave flavor in there without the alcohol.
without the alcohol.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Somehow it might have actually tasted better. No, really, because I had the coffee. What was it? The chocolate martini, whatever
The
that was.
espresso martini.
The
last
espresso
time.
martini,
To pick me up.
and it was great. I mean, it was delicious, but it was a mocktail. So
So-
you didn't know what to do.
when I wasn't staggering to the garage, I thought, "What happened here? I have a new immune system."
What do we got? These. So this is
So what are
with
these?
alcohol mocktail.
Mocktail,
All right.
correct.
So I'm gonna reach over
Let me pass it
and
to you.
take that one. This one I'm gonna dish off to Lubie, like most of my
Sure.
friends recently.
So that was the
When
blood
I-
orange
when
right
I-
there. A
Blood
classic
orange.
right there. Be like a little sweeter.
Yeah.
Nice.
And then this one, Defo is right. He knows me. My particular taste. I love the flavor of coconut, but for some reason I don't like the texture of
That's
the shredded
fantastic.
coconut. But this looks good because you have the shredded
Yeah, we
Yeah,
use
coconut
beautiful.
being
On the
very
outside,
decorative,
garnishing. Exactly.
so I don't have to actually
No,
eat
with
any
a
of them.
rum floater, that would be awesome, wouldn't it?
It would. Then you have tequila and rum. You're mixing over here.
I'm going to say with a chocolate espresso bean chaser,
Yeah.
the ones that I picked
Oh,
up
we
in
say
New
hello
York.
to the one and only Mark Falsetto, who is checking in on us from
That's good.
parts unknown, I guess. We appreciate you, Mark, and we appreciate Javi joining us today.
Remember the time Falsetto brought that steak from Runway 84 around here? That was
That was
that
impressive.
was a wild session. That
Yeah,
really
because
was,
he
yeah.
had Chef Robbins, who does all kinds of duty with the handcrafted hospitality, and of course they operate the Taco Crafts. They have Pizza Craft downtown Fort Lauderdale, and of course he runs the show at Runway 84. So one time he brought over one of his big, I guess those porterhouse for twos, and he cooked it up here, and that was a unusual highlight because you don't usually think of a steak necessarily at Taco Craft, but you have some great fajitas
My
and steak
favorite
tacos.
taco is a carne asada taco. I at least eat it. I work here 5 days a week, but I eat it every shift.
Yeah.
At least one.
Wow.
At least one for my shift meal. I have one of that and the
Wait,
pork
which one is
belly.
that?
The
The
carne
steak-
asada
Oh, the
taco.
pork belly is amazing.
That's the pork
Is that
belly's
with
so
the
good.
skirt? Do you have one with the skirt steak? Is
So
that-
you have the fajita, right?
Yep.
With the skirt steak, you have the churrasco.
Right.
And then you also have the carne asada, which uses the steak as well.
which is the most popular taco? Let's say on a Taco Tuesday, is it the chicken, basic chicken, or well, you know
I'm
what?
gonna be slightly biased. I say the carne asada, but
Yeah.
one we sell out the most is the pork belly.
Oh,
The
yeah,
pork
the
belly
pork
is
belly's
so good.
fire.
Your standard beef taco it should not be overlooked.
That's true. The OG Gringo
I mean,
is
it
pretty
should not
good.
be overlooked.
People love their traditional taco with the ground beef and the cheese and the pico de gallo with the lettuce.
This looks overwhelmingly appetizing and healthy.
That's the
Tuna poke bowl.
Yeah.
That's right.
One of my favorite bowls out there.
Yeah, you guys
Nice
are
and fresh, refreshing, like very fresh flavors in there.
I mean, this has summer written all over it, or spring break. I mean, it really does. It looks perfect.
No, it's good with the avocado, the sauce on there right there.
You guys are just
yeah,
still
for,
doing the
for,
lunch
for
bowl
a
special,
beverage guy, he's pretty
you're
proficient. with
I'm
the
trying
food.
my best. I'm trying my best
Yeah,
here.
no, and we meant to, you know, I know we're going to have General Manager Angela is going to be out here soon, and he'll talk more of the food and the lunch specials that have just kind of started up here in the last couple of months. And so now for those who are looking for a deal, you've got happy hour every
Happy hour.
weekday.
So yeah, Monday through Friday, except Tuesdays from 3 to 6 over here, and then we have a late night happy hour from 10 to close. Yeah. So Friday and Saturdays we close at 12. So happy hours from 10 to 12, and then Monday through Friday,
But
Monday through Thursday.
Yeah.
At midnight.
Is your mic working?
Yeah, his mic is not where I couldn't hear him right
Now
now.
it's working. Okay,
Now it's working.
weekend you're doing happy hours at night, Friday and Saturday night. Is that what you're saying?
No happy hour on
That's
Saturdays.
what I was saying.
Yeah,
Okay.
only on Friday. My apologies.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm about to go Saturday.
Thank you for the save.
But on Tuesday, it's considered all day special with Taco
Yeah,
Tuesday.
exactly. Taco Tuesday. Yes, we'll have Taco Tuesday.
Right.
Correct.
Right. And do you notice an uptick? Obviously, bigger crowds all day Tuesday. Just
Oh,
because
of course.
yeah.
It's high volume. I mean, nonstop action.
How
all
tough
day.
is it to
It's
get a
late
scene
through the
out
night.
there? You're always jamming at like 6:30 at night. I come by here and
Yeah, that's our prime time right there, from 5 p.m. to
especially on
9 p.m.
Tuesday. Oh my
prime
God.
time.
Wow.
So how does it work in terms of the, I guess, ratio of what's sold in terms of tequila-based drinks versus, let's say, regular beer, cerveza?
I mean, honestly, our main sellers are the margaritas here.
Right.
I mean, that's the stage right there for us, the start of the show. But everything we do sell a couple, people like rum, Coke and rum, stuff like that, and other drinks as well. The Tito Rita, which is one of our new drinks right here. So people who like margaritas but don't really like tequila
That's
can
me.
do a Tito Rita,
Yes.
which Tito's, lime, agave, and we use a little bit of the
well, I'm going to try that
orange
one
liqueur. We
because
use Contra.
that might agree with my constitution a little more than.
So the people who don't like tequila can still have that margarita feel with the Tito's vodka.
Oh, that's lovely. That I could definitely put down. I had a little incident with tequila when I was 16. It was it was a different time and era when there was some real kind of suspect tequilas
Tequila's
on
out
the
there
market.
with the little worm out there.
I ate the worm and I
Yeah.
learned my lesson. But there's so many now higher quality tequilas out
There
there. I
really
know.
are. There's some delicious stuff out there.
Yeah. Are you into like doing that? Just sipping some?
Oh, of course. Me, I like
tequilas and
the añejos. I love the Casa del Sol añejo we have here, or the Tequila Ocho as well. Really great sipping tequilas out there.
And mezcal. Are you into the mezcals?
Mezcal's not my favorite,
Too
but I do
smoky?
have too smoky. Even with the scotches, I don't like them too smoky either. But I do love, if you do like mezcals, my favorite one is the Motolobos.
Okay.
Really good mezcal, not smoky, has a little bit of that smoke flavor, but not overpowering. That gives you that for myself,
Yep. No, and again, there's something for everybody's palate here at Tacocraft, no matter whether it's the food or the beverage side
Yes,
of the
sir.
street.
We have a little bit of everything for everybody.
Whether it's the alcohol or, much to Defo chagrin, people like me who might have one of these beautiful mocktails. And again, you're using a product that is kind of like
Become really popular. Like a lot of places are doing this, where they're doing the mocktails and they're putting. It's not just making a juice drink; it's making a drink based upon an alcohol replacement.
Correct.
and all of these distilleries are getting into this kind of zero proof game of they're making products that
There
are
are a couple out there. I'm not too versed on it,
okay.
but I just know Ritual is really good. It's been out for a while, at least 5 or 4 years. I've seen
Wow.
it. But no, it's really good. It's a good replacement. They still have that tequila flavors, that
Right.
it's like the agave, that plant, but still not have the alcohol.
It's like drinking skim milk instead of the full whole.
There you
milk,
go.
Something
That's,
like
that's a
that.
good analogy right there.
Almost a good analogy. Well, Javi, how did you come to Tacocraft and Handcrafted Hospitality? Are you local? Did you grow up here in South Florida?
So basically, for me, I was born in Ecuador. I
Oh,
came
wow.
here when I was 5 years old.
Oh wow!
And then just been in South Florida, mostly lived around Pembroke Pines, Davie area. And I went to the military, did that, came back. I was working at a different restaurant. And then one day, opportunity came by with David Capote and Angelo. And they were like, hey, you want to work for us? And I was like, you know what? I need to go to the beach. I need to change some scenery. I never regret that decision.
And so how long have you been here now?
It's been a year.
Oh, wow. Okay.
It's been a year.
Wow, that's amazing.
Congratulations.
I
Happy
survived.
anniversary.
I survived.
And and now that you, I guess, after a year, you've passed your probationary period. Nobody is going to doge you.
Yeah, there you go.
And you have now made your official Lunchbox debut. And are there anything in the works for the summertime? Do you have to come up with different cocktails depending on the season, or in Florida?
I mean, I have a
basically-
great bar team. So usually they handle all the flights, Like right now, the flights, the Cazazar tequila, amazing
Yes, you're doing
tequila.
tequila flights.
Yeah, tequila flights. And they do come with drinks. Like I think for February we did the chocolate martini, a strawberry chocolate martini with rock and roller strawberry, and it came out really good for Valentine's, kind of that theme. But right now the main focus is pushing this, this season while these vacationers, spring breakers, gotta stay focused on where the focus is at right now.
Well, it's continually evolving here, where no matter the time of year, no matter the time of day, you're going to find something that's going to make you happy at Tacocraft. We call it kind of like an upscale, modern Mexican,
it's like
restaurant.
a cantina, but like elevated.
Elevated cantina. That's a good word.
Yeah, and the quality ingredients. I mean, this ají tuna bowl is spectacular. And
the surf and turf, is that also churrasco? What steak is in the surf and turf?
The surf and turf, they do the churrasco.
Yeah. That's what I thought. Okay.
No,
So
skirt steak.
that's the skirt steak.
That's
Yes,
it.
sir.
Well, I will be digging into that in a moment. I think we're ready to take our
Let's
first break,
do it.
but I
Gotta
do
get-
have to just raise a toast to Javi,
I will-
the beverage
Javi,
manager
pop
here.
that cherry, my friend.
And this is called the Tito Rita.
That's the Tito Rita right there.
I really like this drink. I don't think I've had it, and it has a little bit of a tang. It's like a lemon. What's in it?
So right there, you have Tito's vodka, you have the lime juice, agave, and the little secret right there, the Contra liqueur, the orange liqueur. That gives that little citrus flavor
nice.
thing right
Is,
there.
yeah, between the lime juice and the orange, a really
cuts it.
nice balanced citrusy, where it's a little bit tart and not too sweet,
Yep.
but you got a little bit of everything. And was that a little salt or sugar?
Little
Salt.
Salt.
It is. Yes.
Could be
I'm a
sugar,
food
too.
critic. I can tell the difference between
There
salt
you go.
and
You
sugar.
did it.
I went to college and everything. All right. Let's take our first break here on the Lunchbox, and then we're going to return with the general manager, Angelo. Angelo Gallo will join us once again, and he'll talk about more of the food offerings after these words on today's Lunchbox. Southern comfort food from a scratch kitchen, delicious drinks and house-made spirits from a craft bar, a great vibe inside and out with a spacious patio. I'm talking about Batch New Southern Kitchen and Tap, Fort Lauderdale, in the heart of the city at 525 North Federal Highway. It's open 7 days for lunch, dinner, and weekend brunch with classics like fried chicken and waffles and shrimp and grits, and creative items like pecan-crusted salmon and a fried green tomato BLT. And the drinks? Smooth sipping and so good. There's convenient free parking and a garage next door, happy hour at the bar, an entire patio, 4 to 7 Monday to Friday, and live music every Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. It's pet and people friendly and with cozy fire pits for when the temperature dips. For reservations and more information, go to batchsouthernkitchen.com. If you like seafood in a comfortable setting, outdoors, even keel fish shack at the corner of A1A and Commercial Boulevard in Lauderdale by the Sea, and also now with a new location on Las Olas Boulevard. Those are my spots. Upscale food in a down-home setting. The chef owners, Dave and Brad, do a terrific job with all the seafood classics that you want. They have the best grilled oysters in town, bang bang shrimp, lobster rolls, and deli fish specials. They also have weekend brunch Saturday and Sunday. They have deli happy hour 4 to 7, and they also have other weekly specials like mussels on Monday and oysters on Tuesday. Go to Even Keel Fish Shack and tell them that the Lunchbox sent you. If you want great Italian food in a beautiful beachfront setting, have I got the place for you. Casa Calabria at the Ocean Manor Resort, 4040 Galt Ocean Drive in Fort Lauderdale. Highly rated across all the restaurant review platforms and totally Mike Mayo's Lunchbox approved. Delicious, authentic Southern Italian food in a cozy dining room overlooking the Atlantic. Live music in the lounge, full bar, and a great wine list. Owner Frank Talrico takes great pride in his family recipes from his native Calabria. Fresh fish and seafood, veal, house-made pastas, and marinara sauces smooth as silk. You gotta try the imported meats and cheeses on the antipasta platters, and don't miss that ricotta gnocchi, fluffy little pillows straight from heaven. Casa Calabria, open for dinner Tuesday through Sunday, closed on Mondays. Tell them. When people ask me about the best restaurants in South Florida, Casa D'Angelo is always at the top of my list. First-class dining, top-flight service, elegant atmosphere, and chef-founder Angelo Ilia is legendary. The flagship in Fort Lauderdale has been serving the finest Italian cuisine since 1997, with other locations in Boca Raton and Aventura. As Angelo himself says, they have an unwavering commitment to unparalleled quality with meticulous attention to details. It's so good with house-made pastas, pristine seafood, unique meats like elk chops and bison, and seasonal specialties including fragrant fresh truffles from Italy. All locations open 7 days for dinner. Reservations recommended for a special occasion or any occasion. Casa de Angelo. Tell them Mike Mayo sent you. Delicious Mexican food with innovative twists. Margaritas with a medley of tongue-tingling flavors. I'm talking about Tacocraft Taqueria and Tequila Bar, the place to go on Taco Tuesday and every day. It's located at 510 North Federal and Highway in Fort Lauderdale, and also in Lauderdale by the Sea at Plantation Walk, and soon in Coral Springs. Taco Craft has specials every day, including bottomless drinks for a Sunday brunch, and Taco Tuesdays with their $4 premium tacos, including their new burrito tacos with bone marrow broth. Oh, it's so good. They've even made a taco lover out of me, and they've got so much more, including fajitas, that open-faced smashed cheeseburger tortilla that's new, and a guacamole sample that's an explosion of flavors. The kitchen is open late. There's delivery and takeout. For more information, go to tacocraft.com. Tell them Mike Mayo the Lunchbox sent you. Hey, it's Mayo for Gilbert's 17th Street Grill. You know me, I love family-run places with quality food at fair prices served with passion and pride. And that's why I love Gilbert's. For more than a decade, Lenore, Beth, and Richie Gilbert have been serving up the best burgers, wings, ribs, salads, and desserts. It's a fast casual spot. Everything prepared fresh to order from an immaculate open kitchen. They're at 1821 Cordova Road in Fort Lauderdale in the Cordova Shops just south of 17th Street. Open every day but Sunday. One of my favorite burgers in South Florida. Big, round, juicy pucks of 100% Angus beef, char grilled to perfection. And don't miss the sweet potato fries on the side. They're legendary. Go to Gilbert's, feast, and be happy. Tell them the lunch. All right, we're back on the Lunchbox. It's a Taco Tuesday. We're at Tacocraft Taqueria and Tequila Bar in Lauderdale by the Sea. And I've been notching on some of the great lunch bites here. They got the new ahi tuna bowl. That's outstanding. I got some black beans and rice. And we have back on the Lunchbox the general manager here, Angelo Gallo. Welcome back to the Lunchbox.
Nice to be back. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, and it's delicious here. I am just been kind of drooling on all the stuff here because I love this ahi tuna bowl. It's part of the new bowl series and lunch specials that you got going. How's that been going?
We're selling more rice than a Chinese restaurant. The bowls are a huge success, huge hit. That one happens to be my favorite as well.
It's so healthy and light. I feel like, I could eat this all day.
Oh, it's a nice portion. It's the kind of thing for my wife and I who we don't eat huge portions, but we love like some of your apps. So I could see getting the bowl. You get a drink, and then getting a nap or two.
Yes.
It's a really nice portion.
Can definitely do that as well. We could also do our bowls with no rice, just all lettuce.
Oh, even healthier.
But that again is my favorite, the sushi grade.
Now you have a variety of these new lunch bowls that came out, and then it's also like a lunch special that some of them you can pair it with a soft drink or a
correct
beverage.
Correct.
Yep.
So every weekday except for Taco Tuesday, because we have the great taco specials. But every weekday from open till 4 p.m. The lunch bowls are $16.99.
Okay.
With a soft drink.
Right. Okay.
So out the door for less than 20.
That's a good deal.
It's same portion, same everything.
Like a legit.
And of course, on Taco Tuesdays, you have your basic standard tacos that go for, was it $4?
They're
each?
$5
$5 each. Okay.
Unfortunately, or fortunately, we're keeping the same level of quality of our product.
Right.
We didn't want to
Same portion
sacrifice
size.
same portions, and with the increase of commodities nowadays. But it's still a great deal. And the drinks, of course, the beer specials and the margarita specials on Taco Tuesday.
Yeah.
Huge, especially now in spring break. Big days.
So we were talking to Javi, your bar manager, on his maiden voyage here on the Lunchbox.
Yes.
He did great.
Wonderful.
He showed us all the different drinks, including the new mocktail with the shredded coconut, and also the 0 proof agave kind of spirit in there that is, it's for those who are living a sober lifestyle.
Correct.
And
it's alcohol removed.
Alcohol free.
You find a lot of people are getting those. Like we make fun of Mayo because in between different diets, he wants alcohol, doesn't want alcohol. But I do find people, no matter what walk of life, are in my world there is for every 5 people going out, one of them is like, you know, but you don't want to have the water, right? You don't want to be like left out.
Exactly,
So do you find more people are gay? Because you guys are, Mark made this a big deal when we were with him in Coral Springs. Like it feels like there's a reason you guys are doing this. You go with what the clientele is telling you.
Yes, exactly. So a lot of places you can get a virgin drink, but it you know, what is it really?
It's a Shirley Temple. You're like a 7-year-old.
So
I feel like I'm at a bat mitzvah whenever my wife does a Shirley. She can like something like wrong with it, but like for that to be the only thing. Like,
Exactly. So to step it up a notch, you know, we tested and played around with some of these alcohol removed liquors, and the beverage team put together these twists and turns. And to answer your question, yes, they do sell. They sell well. They sell to people that just want to take a little break, but have something on the table in front of them.
Right.
Or even the younger generations aren't drinking as much as.
What's wrong with these kids?
But they love to have, you know, a nice, and they're great.
They're colorful and they're flavorful, and that's
Well,
what, you know, when you're going out, you want to socialize and you don't want to feel left out. So when you have one of these in front of you, nobody knows the difference.
Exactly.
If you're going to be going the mocktail route. What's this taco here? Is this like a fried chicken
It's
thing?
a buffalo chicken taco.
so this is your taco of the
That's our
month.
taco of the
Taco
month.
of the month. Okay.
But of course, Tacocraft. It's elevated.
Right.
There's a blue cheese slaw,
Nice.
Mexican hot sauce tossed on the buffalo chicken.
Okay, so not just the standard, you know, vinegar Frank's hot sauce that they put on the buffalo chicken wings. This has a little Mexican flourish.
Yes.
So,
And then our celery slaw with carrots mixed in
it
on
looks
top,
really good.
and micro celery
Yeah, no, I'm
as
like
the garnish.
that is some fancy foodie stuff on top of, like, really nice, you know, diced the vegetables, the peppers, the tomato. And again, when you get microgreens on anything, you know, that means you're running in some pretty fancy food company. But
Yes,
job well
yes,
done. And I
yes,
guess that's also Chef Robbins and the team
Of course.
coming up with that.
Yep.
Now,
Chef
I understand
Robbins.
we can't be joined by our usual chef friend here, the executive chef.
Correct.
But, there's been some, you know, people have time off, and sometimes there's other. You're scrambling in the kitchen, but
I wouldn't say we're scrambling,
not scrambling, I'm
but
sorry.
it's spring break. It's Taco Tuesday,
Right.
and Chef doesn't leave his team hanging
Right.
for anybody. So
When
he's
it
back
gets-
there with them.
when it gets slammed, that's
Yeah.
all good. But
Yeah.
meanwhile, we've got you capably filling in, telling us all
Yes.
the latest food happenings here at Tacocraft in Lauderdale by the Sea. I was making falsetto drool all weekend because I was up in New York on a little weekend getaway, and I had a food orgy is the best word on Saturday in Brooklyn.
Okay.
My native borough, and you know, falsetto, he loves Italian food, but I went to one of like the meccas of pizza joints. It's called Defo, and I sent him some pictures of me getting my slice at Defo. He goes, "Oh my God, that looks so good. I'm so jealous." But now the favor is returned. I'm drooling over your food, falsetto. So thank you for the usual hospitality and talking here with General Manager Angelo.
And we learned something because I was born in Brooklyn as well.
Oh wow!
Oh, nice.
Okay, what neighborhood?
I was
you
raised
from?
down here, but I was born in Park Slope.
Oh, that's where I
Yeah.
spent that night with some of my friends. A college buddy has a beautiful apartment right overlooking the big, I guess they call it the arch or whatever they call it,
Yeah.
that they restored. And they had
Brooklyn
the
Bridge.
Brooklyn, well, actually, the New York City Half Marathon was run on Sunday.
Oh wow! Nice.
And it was going right through Prospect Park and then down Flatbush Avenue over the Manhattan Bridge into Manhattan. It was a very festive day.
that area is unbelievable now.
Yeah,
it's not
crazy.
the way it was when.
No, when we were growing up.
But
And I
it's-
wish I bought every
Yeah, land,
dilapidated
yeah, exactly.
brownstone
The
in
brown
town.
zones. Yep.
But yeah, so there we go. We got something in common. And but you've been here at this location how long now?
just over a year now.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you and Javi have been happy anniversary.
Yes, thank you. It's our first season on our own, and I'm happy to say that it's been amazing.
Yeah, whenever, because I know Defo lives in this area, whenever we come over here, it seems jamming. And I know it's lunchtime, and it's not like this is a business district, but like this is where a lot of people come to visit and come to hang out. How has it been in the last, I would guess, what, month, 2 months going forward?
From what I've seen in the past, everybody's back.
Yes.
It's back. I mean,
When did it, then when did it start? Because I may have gotten it wrong. I feel like it started even earlier than I
It did. We had a really great Christmas holiday
Oh, wow.
Last 2 weeks in December, first week in January. Normally it slows down a little bit after that. It did, but not as much.
Nice.
And then just been going up from there.
Seems like we've been blessed with some pretty good weather. Too.
The weather's
It's cool in the
amazing.
mornings, but brilliant sunshine in the mid 70s to 80 in the daytime.
Yes.
Everybody's flocking to the beach.
And our people, because that's the one thing we say about Tacocraft. It's not like there's Tacocraft everywhere. Now, hopefully one day there will be. But your concept is a little different than most Mexican. I was calling it it's like a cantina elevated, what you guys do. When people from parts due north, when you get a lot of Canadians in this area, how are they taking to it? Are you guys having to do like a tutorial? Like how are they taking to
No,
the
I
Taco Craft
mean,
Fair?
our staff is phenomenal in guiding new guests through the kind of experience. If they haven't been here before, there's a lot of great word of mouth.
Oh,
so
really?
Yeah. So when they come from
they're like
up
looking
north, they're coming. We've heard about you,
nice.
things like that. And then pleasantly surprised is an understatement. People.
Oh, so they're receiving it really well.
When these tacos aren't like.
No, you don't get this anywhere. That's the thing. Yeah.
So
that smash burger taco.
Oh my God.
With
there's something for everybody.
Yeah.
Pork belly. If you like pork belly, it's the best you're ever gonna have. If you like ahi, sushi grade ahi, certified Angus beef, skirt steaks, and so our chef team and my particular chef, who's back there, are amazing. Yeah.
It's good to have a good team going.
I love that.
It seems like, though, we come out here frequently throughout the year, and it seems like even in the summertime, there's people,
this area,
lots of
there's
people
always
coming to the
a
beach
buzz.
on the weekends and even during the week with school on break and vacations. And
Nights
stuff like
and
that.
weekends through the summer are still good for us, at least, because, again, we're not just a tourist spot. We're a destination for locals.
Yep.
We've built a great following. We continue to do that. So it's just summertime, in mid-afternoon at 2:00, it's brutal.
Yeah, if it starts getting, if there's a thunderstorm at 3:00,
and then the rain,
but
people
then
can't go outside in the
by
rain.
6:00, and again, your happy hour during the week goes what? Is it
now we're 3 to 6.
3 to 6.
Yeah.
Okay, so a little bit on the earlier
and then 10
side.
to close. So there's late night happy hour as well.
And that's Monday through Friday,
except Tuesday.
Except
because
Tuesday.
of Taco Tuesday.
Yep,
your
right. So
deals are
Tuesdays all
ridiculous,
day, specials
Yeah,
everywhere.
it's all day.
There'll be a quiz on this later.
Yeah.
I don't want people to get confused because both deals, I've done both. I've done Taco Tuesday and we've done happy hour multiple times, and both are great deals. So you're good either way.
Yeah.
Like, I just want people to understand, because we've had our issues with people
on the Let's Eat
wanting
group,
this deal and then thinking it's that deal, and then they get mad.
They have issues on that group. Let me tell
and
you.
we are
something.
on that group, so I want people to understand it's not Taco Craft.
I have
This is what
issues
it
running
is.
the group, but
We're here to accommodate people. So whatever it may be, we'll figure it out.
and one last question: you happy hour is good all over, or just at the bars and the high tops?
Now happy hour is everywhere.
Right. I think I remember that from last month.
Now happy hour is everywhere.
Falsetto mentioned that when we were up.
He
in
said we
Coral
listened to our
Springs.
people, so that means someone was bitching.
Yeah.
Well, it's one thing
It was
because
just confusing. I will say, as someone who did the happy hour, and you have people like hovering. They're like, we're doing happy hour, but they're not at a table.
Yeah.
They're like standing around. It can't be good fire safety wise. I was like, I wonder how long this lasts.
no, and I'm glad you guys did that because I know, my daughter was in town on spring break a couple of just last week with her mom. They went to a place in Hollywood that has one of these happy hours, but it's only at the bar. And my daughter is 19, and then they have a policy there that she can't sit at the bar
so
if you're under 21, even though that's not a law. That's their house establishment's policy. And then they only had one other place for underage people, which is like the chef's counter, which is like facing the chef, and like next to all the hot, the things are coming off out of the kitchen, and it's not the most comfortable, and people are, you're facing the wrong way. So, my daughter felt a little slighted because it's like, why can't I get a happy hour deal? Why am I being punished just because I'm only 19
especially
years
food
old?
wise. Yeah.
And so I'm glad that at a place like Tacocraft, no matter what age you are, no matter if you might have some sort of physical disability that makes it harder to climb up on a stool, that you could sit in a regular tabletop and enjoy everything they have to offer.
Absolutely. And again, nothing's set in stone. When somebody comes in, we accommodate how we can accommodate.
We're getting gifts.
Thank you, sir.
So that means you're in the.
Yeah, we're getting gifts.
This is what I like to hear. There's a reason it's named Handcrafted Hospitality because it's the hospitality business. So guys are getting it done. All right, let's take our second break as I fill my mouth with more of that ahi tuna bowl. I'm eating a little more this week. I think I'm breaking through. Like I said,
Yeah, that's not the idea.
Mayo 1, Ozempic
You're
nothing.
not supposed to break through.
It might be time to up the dosage.
Yeah, we'll get you
I have
back
to
in.
consult with my doctor on that. But
We'll get you back
when the
in
food
gear.
is this tasty, how can I not eat it? That's the question. All right, Angelo.
Thank you, gentlemen.
Thank you as always. And let's take our second break and we'll come back with more from
Falsetto was
Lunchbox.
like you're looking for a baked clam taco, like you're back in NY.
Back in Brooklyn. You know what?
Is he texting in?
He's
that's
watching
fun.
and
He's sending
proverbial balls in his
messages.
face.
But yeah, I sent him a picture of the big clams at Gargiulo's, which is a classic old school Italian restaurant in Coney Island. It's been there since 1907. They refurbished it after Superstorm Sandy. It shut them down for basically almost a full year, but looks beautiful in there, and their baked clams are spectacular.
Nice.
So
Yeah.
You never know what Tacocraft
baked
actually.
clam. You know what? Falsetto and
Oh, I'm
Robbins
gonna
are
pass
just
them.
insane enough to try a baked clam.
Yeah. I'm
You know,
sure they can figure it out. Chef
maybe,
Robbins and the team.
it.
Sure they
We'll,
can figure it out.
and let them do their mad scientist work, and we'll see what they come up with. All right, Angelo.
Yes, sir.
Thank
Gentlemen,
you so
thank
much.
you.
As
Thank you so
usual,
You
have a
awake?
great rest of
I'm
the
here,
spring
man. I'm
break.
here.
Thank you.
We'll see you next time. All right, let's take our second break, and we'll be back with more on the Lunchbox after this. When people ask me about the best restaurants in South Florida, Casa D'Angelo is always at the top of my list. First-class dining, top-flight service, elegant atmosphere, and chef-founder Angelo Ilia is legendary. The flagship in Fort Lauderdale has been serving the finest Italian cuisine since 1997, with other locations in Boca Raton and Aventura. As Angelo himself says, they have an unwavering commitment to unparalleled quality with meticulous attention to details. It's so good, with house-made pastas, pristine seafood, unique meats like elk chops and bison, and seasonal specialties including fragrant fresh truffles from Italy. All locations open 7 days for dinner. Reservations recommended for a special occasion or any occasion. Casa D'Angelo. Tell them Mike.
Hey Lunchbox fans, is it time to sell your business? You've poured your heart and soul into your restaurant or business, and you want to see continue the legacy you have built. Transworld can help. Call me, Andy Cagnetta, at Transworld Business Advisors right now and see if it's time for you to retire and relax. Iconic brands like the Mai Kai, Mulligans, Carlos and Pepe's, Mangoes, and many more turn to Transworld to help sell. Contact Transworld on Facebook or call 954-772-1122 or visit tworld.com. Again, that's 954-772-1122 or tworld.com.
When I'm looking for some wicked good food for a wicked good lunch, there's only one place to go. That's Wicked Cheesesteaks in Fort Lauderdale. It's at 4824 North Federal Highway, just south of Commercial Boulevard and across from Holy Cross Hospital. My friend Brian there, he will hook you up with some really tasty treats. They've got cheesesteaks just like the best you can find in Philly, along with lobster rolls, because that's where he's from, Maine originally. And they have wings and pizza and everything you want to have a really good time. Wicked Cheesesteaks. They're open every day but Tuesday. Check them out online, wickedcheesesteaks.com. Tell them the Lunchbox sent you. If you're looking for a great place for steaks, seafood, and more, go to Tropical Acres Steakhouse and Butcher Shop. It's at 2500 Griffin Road in Dania, just west of I-95 in the airport. They've been there a long time, since 1949. That means they're doing something right. You'll get old school hospitality from the Studiali family, along with great value, for tremendous service. Of course, you could also go into the bar for happy hour every day, 4 to 6, and they have great value all night long. Also, a butcher shop that's open every day from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. except Sunday. The dining room is open every day at 4:30 except Sunday. Go to Tropical Acres. Tell them the Looking for great seafood that's a little further inland? Luke's Seafood and Grill. That's Luke's with a C. 5511 South University Drive in Davie. Luke and Roxy, they're a great couple with great food. It's a mom and pop shop bringing the freshest fish and seafood to Western Broward. Some of the best jambalaya and fish cakes around. And Scooby-Dooby-Doo, where are you? You can find his famous Scoobies, those sauteed crab claws, right there on the specials board most days. Oh, so good. So take a trip to University just north of Sterling today. Lunch, dinner, closed on Mondays. Tell them Mike Mayo's Lunchbox sent you. When people come to me and say, Mike, where should I go out to eat? I got guests coming from out of town. Where should we go? Cafe Seville. That's the answer. 2768 East Oakland Park Boulevard. It's a Fort Lauderdale perennial, serving the finest in Spanish and continental cuisine in a cozy, friendly, comfortable setting. Joey Esposito and Sally, his better half, they've been running the place for a long time. It's been open since the 1980s. They got great Spanish classics like paella, shrimp with garlic sauce, and all kinds of great seafood dishes. The stuffed veal chop, oh, that's my favorite. Go to Cafe Seville. It's open every day but Sunday at 5 p.m. for dinner. Tell them that the Lunchbox Mayo and Defo sent you. Feel like getting away without leaving town? Then you got to check out the House on the River in Fort Lauderdale. It's a beautiful restored historic home with indoor and outdoor dining right on the New River. You'll think you're in Charleston or Savannah. It has a gorgeous patio, porches, and private dining areas, and it offers unique experiences perfect for a date night or fun times with friends and family. It has weekend brunches, happy hour, dinner Wednesday through Sunday. There's also a high tea on Friday and Saturdays, and the popular House of Veuve Champagne experience on weekends. The House on the River is in Fort Lauderdale's Himmershey district, just south of Science Museum. For reservations and information, go to the House on the. We're back. I've got churrasco steak in my mouth from the fajita skillet. It's a turf and surf combo.
Yep.
Some big shrimp, along with some of the churrasco steak. Nice sauteed in a skillet with peppers, onions. Very good. And some accoutrements.
Yep.
My sister-in-law, Tracy, off today watching the show. She says, what else is on the table? You only explained the tacos and the tuna bowl. This is just
standard rice and beans.
Black beans and rice.
They are Mexican. It's not that they're not a Mexican restaurant, but they're really good black beans and rice. Yeah.
And we got the fajita platter, and we got all the drinks. And now I've got food on my mouth.
Okay, so you got back from New York this morning. So
yes,
it wasn't literally a red eye, but you got back this morning. We haven't really talked about New York trip. How was the New York dining, Mr. Michael Mayo?
I ate way too much. I had a Brooklyn day on Saturday that would put anybody to shame. It was crazy.
Dude, does Val keep up with you? Because I've been to meals with you guys, and she's pretty solid. But it's interesting on one of these trips, like.
Yeah, I was trying to keep back, but when I get back to my home, old stomping grounds, and like Saturday was, we landed at JFK in the morning, rented a car, went to my old neighborhood. I showed her around some of my, old neighborhood. It's Mill Basin. It's just a weird place because it's like a lot of waterfront homes that have boat dockets and a lot of, like, it used to be modest sized homes that get knocked down and replaced with these huge McMansions, except they're crammed in hideously small lots and they make garishly hideous architectural designs. It's kind of in the Tony and Carmela Soprano mode sometimes.
Oh, like with the big.
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff. But then we went to the Mill Basin Deli and had matzo ball soup. I did not finish it, but it was a beautiful, fluffy matzo ball. Had the combo pastrami corned beef on club roll. A lot of people don't know what a club roll is. It's similar to a hero sandwich. Were you familiar with the club roll as opposed to rye bread?
Club roll. What exactly is that now?
Well, it looks like an Italian bread. It's kind of the Jewish version of Italian bread, where it's like it's a thicker piece, a little bit chewier piece of bread. When you have a heftier sandwich, it kind of holds up better than just a flimsy piece of rye. But this thing, it's called the Mark and Donnie Special. That's in honor of the two guys who founded the Mill Basin Deli, which celebrated its 50th anniversary last year, where I grew up. My dad had his dental office right down the block, and he'd go for lunch there 3 times a week. And it's nice. I went in. The guy who's the longtime manager there, Frank, he recognized me as my dad's son because I look similar, and he knows me from before. And he's always good. He's glad to see me again. But they make this beautiful Mark and Donnie Special with a sweet roasted red pepper that they place in between the 2 layers of meat. It's up to a $29.95 sandwich. New York is expensive.
I always find it funny in New York.
They also had a cabbage and corned beef knish, which wasn't just for St. Patrick's Day. It's now a permanent part of the menu. And Val is jonesing for a knish, and she said this was great because it's better than just a plain potato knish. It had a little bit of meat, a little bit of cabbage, and a little bit of potatoes. So it kind of like you got all the food groups in there. And so, we split a knish. I just had like one bite of that knish. And, that was the deli portion. But then I said, I got to go to this great pastry shop and bakery. It's like side by side. They're like co-joined twins, these Italian old school bakeries that only take cash. One of them specializes in bread, the other one in pastries. And I said, I got to be a good house guest. I was going to my buddy's house to sleep over. I said, I got to bring a box filled with pastries and a couple loaves of bread. So we stopped in there. I didn't eat anything. I just was eating with my eyes. And then I was going to go to my friend's house as I was driving past this old school famous pizzeria called Defo Pizza, which has gotten worldwide renown. The longtime pizzaiola, the guy who founded the shop like in 1964, his name is Dominic DeMarco. He died a couple of years ago at age 82, but his children are running the shop now, and they've actually expanded to different locations around Brooklyn. But this is the original shop on Avenue J, very humble corner shop.
Is it is it jammed because of the TikTok nonsense?
Yeah, it's usually like for a couple of decades, it was like there would always be a line. And I was shocked because as we drove by, it was empty. I thought it was closed, but it was open. Val said, no, the door's open. There are people in there. There's just no line. And I immediately just pulled over like, I had spotted the Holy Grail or something and just threw it into a parking spot. I said, I don't care if we've already eaten. And we basically did the bang bang. We went in, and it's great.
The slice is like massive because look, I have a small slice of pizza is not hard to put down.
I thought
but New York slices are.
I sent you guys a picture.
I didn't see the pizza.
Basically, it's a nice, modest slice. And I went in, and some of these these places that have gotten a lot of publicity, they convert to doing pies only. They don't sell slices anymore. Some of the classic old school joints in New York and Brooklyn don't do slices, but they always did when I was growing up. I walk in, and it might have been his daughter at the register, and I just said, "Do you still sell slices?" And she just goes, "Absolutely."
Nice, with the New York accent.
Always, like it was
like you're an idiot.
Ridiculous to even contemplate that they wouldn't sell a slice. They're up to $5 now, and let me tell you, this is one of the best slices I've ever had. I sent that picture to Falsetto, and he was drooling also. Then I get to my buddy's house. But me and Val just split one slice. We didn't want to be greedy.
But this is all manageable.
It's like a food crawl, but without eating a full slice.
And you're sharing
by myself,
stuff, which is fun.
And sharing, and I actually had leftovers from the deli. I didn't eat all the soup because if you fill up on the soup, you can't eat the sandwich. And then this was the unexpected bonus. Before going out to dinner at the old school joint in Coney Island, my friend that we were staying with had just gotten back from Austin, Texas, where the South by Southwest Festival was last week. It's the big music and arts festival. It's become a real cultural gathering.
No, Shirley was there last year. It's a big deal.
Yeah, and my buddy is in the music business, so he goes every year. But he went to an event the other night, I guess, at Franklin Barbecue, which is now become the most famous barbecue joint in Austin, where people literally line up starting at 6 a.m. They open 11 a.m. and when they sell out for the day, they're done. Sometimes they sell out a brisket by 2 p.m. Yep. But he went to a party at Franklin Barbecue, and he, I guess, knows Aaron Franklin. He befriended him on a previous trip. He's the purveyor there, world famous pitmaster now. Yeah. He managed to get Aaron Franklin to wrap him a package in that butcher paper that he brought back that had brisket, a smoked sausage, smoked turkey, and I had never been to Franklin Barbecue.
I've heard of it, but I haven't been.
So after having a slice of Defo pizza, I had a slice of brisket from Franklin Barbecue.
Okay.
It was very smoky, very delicious. And at that point, I officially declared myself having beaten and conquered Ozempic. Tequila Monster Juice will not
point of Ozempic.
Derail me.
You're supposed to go along with it.
Yeah.
You're not supposed to fight it. Your daughter nailed it.
It's a battle for the soul.
Your daughter really nailed it.
The battle for the soul of mankind.
Really
and it was toward the end of the week, and you get the injection on the Monday, so it started to wear off.
Yes.
And then we went at 8 o'clock, and we didn't get seated till 8:30 to Gargiulo's, baked clams, salad, a pasta course, a fusilli with artichoke and a little bit of prosciutto. That was delicious. A pork chop with the hot cherry peppers.
Nice.
And that's just Saturday. I'm exhausted. All right, let me get to last night because I paid.
Oh, do we have a drawing? Did you bring
shit.
You didn't bring it?
That's
We'll
so
do it tomorrow.
tired.
We'll do it tomorrow, Don
All right, we got a
Jeffy.
three-way shake.
We'll do it tomorrow. Don
Alexa
Jeffy.
Habe, right out of the penalty box, 91 days.
Yep.
Eric Newberg and Jeannie Jaffe,
Yep.
all picking Rory McIlroy at 12 under to win the Players'
So we'll do it
Championship,
tomorrow
which he
from
did.
Grandpa's bright and early
We'll do
at
it bright
10:30 in
and
the
early.
morning.
I apologize. My brain is a little
It's all
bit
right.
soft today. But anyway, yesterday, before going to see Glenn Ross on Broadway, and what an all-star
So were they all
cast.
there? Did they?
They were all
Because
there.
Kieran Culkin's been all over the place.
And he won an Oscar.
Where would he have that? So he's had time to practice it because he's been doing
Well, you got to remember,
night shows, and he's been doing
he
award
won
shows.
the Oscar. He was on the whole award circuit, but
Before
he's
then,
apparently an accomplished theater veteran, and I guess he is Macaulay Culkin's brother. Right?
Yeah. He was in Home Alone. He was the little cousin that would wet the bed.
Well, it was again a revival of David Mamet's or Mamet's. I don't know how to pronounce it. Glenn Ross, which was made into a movie with Alec Baldwin and Al Pacino, a great movie. But the cast is basically this all-star gang of four in the lead roles, which is Kieran Culkin, Bill Burr, the comedian making his Broadway debut, and it was Bob Odenkirk from Better Call Saul and the Breaking Bad, and then also his
Michael
sidekick,
McKean has been in so many things.
Michael McKean. Do you realize they're making a sequel to Spinal Tap that Michael McKean's going to be in?
He was like the manager or whatever. Right?
Yeah, it's called Spinal Tap 2: The End Continues. So that's coming out in the fall. But these four guys, I mean, their interplay and the show's
so
not
all four
official. They were all there because it's previews and they're getting everything down and they're still making some changes. And it was the rat-tat-tat and the interplay of the different actors. Very impressive. I'm not a theater critic. I'm a food critic. But I'm interested to see what the theater critics are going to say about this production because I thought all four of them were pretty freaking brilliant, particularly Kieran Culkin. Like, what a
he really so
really
he was with
good stage
McKean
actor
and
presence.
Bob Odenkirk, and you think he wrote? That's interesting because he's gotten huge with Succession, and then what? And I like the movie. I don't think it was an Oscar award-winning performance, but I think he's solid. But I'm always curious when he's with all these other great people how he fits in.
He's apparently done a lot of off-Broadway and Broadway theater. Okay. So he might have, besides McKean, who's done a lot of stuff too.
Yeah, Odenkirk's not a Broadway guy.
But
and Bird doesn't act.
Culkin has done a lot of theater, and you could tell because when you're in a theater, you've got to, project
there's a timing thing,
and the timing and just walking the stage.
Yep.
Burr seemed to have it down really well. I was impressed with
because of the comedy thing, knowing how to work a stage probably leans itself to doing
timing is there. I was impressed. I mean, I paid a boatload for the ticket.
Yeah, that's nuts.
Actually, Val zelled me some money this morning, so maybe she did end up paying for it. I didn't want it. I didn't ask for it, but it just showed up.
Yeah,
what am I going to do?
You're not going to say no.
Except go to the
go
poker
to
game. All right, so getting back before dinner, before the show last night, we went to dinner at a place I'd never been called Gramercy Tavern. Danny Meyer, famous restaurateur, who also started the Shake Shack chain. But before that, he had a place called the Union Square Cafe, and then he opened up Gramercy Tavern. Has two components. There's like a formal dining room where they have one of those fancy schmancy tasting menus.
Yeah.
But they also have the tavern part up front. And it's
so it is a tavern.
Yeah, it's a tavern. It's very, woods and warm lighting. And on St. Patrick's Day, there weren't any, drunken yokels in there. This was like a very sophisticated crowd. And I caught up with my aunt, that I haven't seen in a while, and she met us for dinner. But I saw something on the menu that made my mouth drop, and I said, I have to get this.
Okay.
It was the most expensive hamburger I've ever seen that didn't contain foie gras or gold
caviar.
leaf or caviar. Guess how much this burger?
Well, you already told us the
Yeah,
price.
I know.
Over $30.
$35.
Jesus.
And
even
I
by
said,
New York standards, that's like.
So I said, all right, I got to try.
Is it at least like a thick burger, like a half pound?
It was a thick So here's the deal. It comes out, and it's cut in half. I order it medium rare. I don't like burgers usually cut in half. I like to have a whole big sloppy burger. This thing was neatly cut. It looked like beautiful on the inside, and it didn't even have French fries. It came with like house-made potato chips on the side and a couple of pickles. And it was with a Swiss cheese and bacon. I told him to put the bacon on the side. I wasn't interested in the bacon. But this was like a dry-aged beef mix.
Oh God!
I took one bite of it. It was so freaking good.
So it didn't need condiments. Like sometimes when it's like that, you don't.
It
need
was like
with
eating a steak, but only in burger form. The quality of the meat was so good, and actually, the manager dropped by after we were done eating with our main course, and he introduced himself. A guy named Fred. And I told him that I was a former newspaper restaurant critic, and I said, I got to tell you something. I said, this burger, when I said, it's $35. I said, I wanted to hate this burger because it's $35
Exactly.
and because you cut it in half and there's no fries. I said, but I got to tell you something. That's like one of the best burgers I've ever put in my mouth. It's like, it was phenomenal. He goes, it's all about the quality of the meat. I was like, yes,
it is.
It was high quality stuff.
Did he own the Gramercy and the Gables? George wants to know. Is there any connection?
No. So Danny Meyer, strictly a New York restaurateur. And again, he started with Union Square Cafe, opened Gramercy
So Shake
Tavern.
Shack started out in New York?
Yeah, it started out of Madison Square Park, right in that kind of pocket of like 26th Street and Madison Avenue.
That's interesting.
The first Shake Shack stand started there, and it was a huge hit. Probably like 20 years ago. People would line up and wait for hours for these burgers. Again, higher quality.
California
now that Shake Shack, they don't charge $35, and they don't use quite the same quality meat. But it became a very, very popular chain.
I haven't had it yet.
They're all over down here.
We have them here.
Yeah, but Danny Meyer also he operates a restaurant at the Museum of Modern Art called The Modern.
Okay.
So he's gone from, basically.
Oh, yeah. We were at the
food.
food at the Momo was ridiculous.
Yeah. And he's in charge of the food.
The food at the Met's was nuts.
And he also is most well known. He tried to do away with tipping entirely,
really?
But by paying his staff reasonable salaries and by raising the cost of the food menu.
Yeah.
So you would see food at most places that would cost, $34. At his place, it would be $40, but you didn't have to worry about the tip. It's already included.
Yeah.
But people threw
They lost it.
the shit fit. I mean, it was like
Bitch fit, yeah.
Let's Eat South Florida descended on the streets of New York because they were like, how dare you not let us tip? We have to control what it's like, but it should be the opposite.
Well, okay.
But so he ditched that system, and now they're back to just regular tipping.
I appreciate him trying.
And he tried, and he failed, and
American.
he was willing enough. It's so ingrained in Americans. I don't know. Would you rather just pay?
Well,
more
you're talking the wrong person. You guys tip everyone. My wife has to yell at me to make sure I tip every pickup person, every person around the corner. Again, as someone who worked for tips in my life, I tip well when we're at a restaurant. I just am not one to tip every single person that walks across me in my daily adventures. So no, you're talking the wrong person. I'd be very happy to not have to worry about tipping, but I also understand people need to make a living wage and whatnot. So I'm all for tipping. I actually appreciate him trying. Like when we're in Europe, I'll throw money here and there, but I love that I don't have to track my tip. Like do the freaking math, do this. Are they judging me? Am I tipping too much? Am I not tipping enough? Am I a jerk off? Like I like not just throwing a couple bucks and walking.
Someday,
I would rather that if possible.
Someday somebody will figure out the magic formula that makes everybody happy.
We'll see.
But that hasn't happened.
Good luck.
All right, we got one more break to take,
do.
and then we're going to get out of here. Tacocraft Taqueria and Tequila Bar, Lauderdale by the Sea, right by the corner of A1A Commercial Boulevard, across the street from our friends at Even Keel Fish Shack. So many great restaurants around here. Come on out, enjoy the beautiful weather, enjoy your day at the beach, and then come here and down some margaritas and tacos. All right, we'll be back with more after this. For the finest poultry and the freshest fish, Delaware Chicken Farm and Seafood Market, located at 4191 North State Road 7 in Hollywood, open 7 days. Since 1951, a South Florida tradition for stone crab in season, Thanksgiving turkeys, holiday feasts, and everyday eating. Great steaks, house-made sausage, and prepared foods, too. Delaware is not just a market, it's a celebration of taste, quality, and old-fashioned customer service with a smile. Sign up for their weekly email flyer at DelawareChicken.com and tell them Mike Mayo and the Lunchbox sent you. When the Brooklyn boy in me wants a great bagel with lox, matzo ball soup, deli sandwich, and rugelach, you know where I go? Grandpa's Restaurant in Dania Beach. It's a South Florida institution since 1957 that was revamped a few years back by a pair of New York bagel baking legends. Full deli and appetizing case with spreads, salads, and platters for takeout and catering. Grandpa's is near Federal Highway just north of Sterling Road, open 7 days for breakfast and lunch. Go eat and enjoy. It's Mike Mayo's Lunchbox approved. For the finest and authentic Greek cuisine, Taverna Kima is the place to go. 6298 North Federal Highway in Boca Raton. It's been around for nearly 2 decades. Every day is a feast with grilled lamb and fish, house-made spinach pie and moussaka, gyros, traditional dips, mezes, with soft, warm pita. It's open 7 days for lunch and dinner with happy hour daily from 3 to 6 p.m. Indoor, outdoor, private dining. So celebrate life at Taverna Kima. For reservations and information, go to Taverna. Fresh local fish, a sophisticated setting. I'm talking about Corvina Seafood Grill. It's at 110 Plaza Real South in Boca Raton, just south of Palmetto Park Road. It's the place to go for the freshest and local seafood and fish, some of it with a Peruvian twist like their great ceviches. It's open 7 days for dinner. They also have happy hours 7 days a week. You don't want to miss it. It's a great place. CorvinaBocaRaton.com for more information and reservations. Tell them the lunch. All right, that's going to do it for today from Tacocraft. We had a great time with General Manager Angelo and Bar Manager Javi. We ate, we drank, we laughed, we cried. And tomorrow we're going to be doing a breakfast edition from Grandpa's Bakery in Dania Beach, my old stomping grounds, with Mark Freed. And I guess, I think Stacy Ritter from Visit Lauderdale, head of the Convention and Visitors Bureau, is supposed to be joining us tomorrow.
Nice. Thursday,
We're going to be at Casa Calabria with our friend Frank Talrico, Chef Salvatore.
Yes.
I think that will be a 1 p.m. usual edition.
Cool.
We're going to get an early start breakfast tomorrow about 10:45-ish at Grandpa's. And, of course, Friday back at our usual 10 Palms at Gulfstream Park location for the Friday Fun Day. All right, that's going to do it.
Nice.
I certainly enjoyed our time here.
It is Taco Tuesday all day long from open to close. Every location. Ridiculous specials here at Taco.
How did these 3 tacos go untouched?
We're waiting once for you.
I did take one little bite of the chicken nugget, the buffalo chicken nugget. It was, let me tell you, sometimes they temper things down for the masses. That was a spicy little nugget.
No, they don't here.
That was good. It had good heat.
This
good
isn't
flavor.
the usual destruction, though. Mayo.
No, he's
the new
very
of the food. I mean, this is relatively
conservative.
I got
still
my
intact. The bowl, Lubie was slobbering that down, but it's still there.
I got to be honest. I was juicing this morning. I did my weekly dose of Gila Monster Venom, and when I get the stuff fresh in me, it turns me into an unrecognizable non-eating machine.
This is actually a disgrace for the show. It really is.
Sometimes you gotta, after a weekend that I had, I took a week off the weigh-in this week. Usually I'm weighing myself on Sunday or Monday mornings, and I just threw in the towel and I said, I'm going to wait until next Sunday and get back on track this week and resume, I guess, more normal activities. Because Saturday, even by my standards, even though I didn't.
But you weren't eating a lot. You were eating a lot of different things, but not big
my portions were not as big as they used to be, but it was still a tremendous volume and procession of food that just kept coming in waves after wave. Kind of like the parade of female pulchritude here on Lauderdale by the Sea. Spring break, I guess, is going to continue for another couple of weeks. Yep. And when that's going on, it's always a fun time to go check out the beach. So that's going to do it for today. Enjoy every taco, enjoy every tunable, and enjoy every sandwich.